Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Healing House, and welcome to Walk In Angel Ariel's weekly wisdom for this upcoming week of June the 4th through June the 10th, 2023. My name is Claire Candy Huff, and my name is also Angel Ariel, as I had an angelic walk-in experience on January 11th of 2003, which I write about in my award-winning #1 Amazon International bestseller, I Am an Angelic Walk-In, the autobiography of Angel Ariel. I'd like to welcome back my loyal followers, my subscribers. It's lovely to be in your energies once more. And thank you so much for liking and sharing, subscribing to the Claire Candy Huff YouTube channel, and recommending it to others. Now, if you are new to the channel, let me share a little bit about myself through my full-time business, Angel Healing House, which I created 20 years ago in 2003. I'm a Reiki master teacher, having taught hundreds and hundreds of Reiki practitioners around the world, either here in my office in Los Angeles or over line and through distant energy healing as well. I am an intuitive, a clairvoyant, and a intuitive tarot card reader. I do past life clearings and ancestral healings. And of course, I offer those wonderful, recharging, re-energizing, peaceful, tranquility-inducing Reiki energy sessions. And once again, that can be done in my beautiful office here in Los Angeles or else online through distant healing. Now, if you are interested in any of my services or finding out more about my #1 in Amazon International award-winning books, please do go to my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com, or you can phone 831-277-3716. Again, that's 831-277-3716. And do remember, it's Pacific Standard Time. Now, I'd like to send out a big thank you to all those people who have made donations for my free content. Perhaps you've received some motivation, inspiration, revelations from these YouTubes. And if you'd like to make a donation, I've left my PayPal link in the description box down below, along with all of my contact details. Here every week on Walk In Angel Ariel's Weekly Wisdom, we do draw runes and we do choose oracle and tarot cards. But before we look at any of those, we look into the astrological heavens to see what planetary and astrological aspects are affecting us. We had a huge one on June the 1st because we had Mercury finally leaving its shadow phase after being in retrograde and going full steam ahead now, with the helpful sign of Gemini, which we are now in, being about communication, and Mercury being the planet of communication. Do be on the lookout for messages and important information arriving that can help you gain more clarity and direction as to where you are going in your life. Many of my clients have told me that they felt like they have been in a void, in a holding pattern, waiting for information to come in and give them some direction. On June the 1st, we also had a huge multidimensional event with Jupiter, of course, the planet of good luck, good fortune, and expansion, with Jupiter conjunct the North Node in Taurus. Now, the North Node is about our destiny and sparks fated karmic events to occur. As we, the collective and individually, have burnt away so much of what no longer serves us, we might have felt an overwhelming, especially in the past 2 or 3 weeks, overwhelming grief or despair or hopelessness, perhaps utter exhaustion on all levels, with waves and waves of weird, vivid dreams about not very satisfying memories about people and events from the past. This was absolutely necessary to happen, to bring these memories to the surface, to once again and once and for all surrender them and allow them without any triggers or reactions just to be released. Now, many of us are now clear to enter a powerful, transformational, transformative gateway to manifest our highest, if you want to call it mission or calling, timeline now into our reality. This is creating magical opportunities to manifest for our soul's highest mission or calling and the fulfillment of our dreams as well. But today, on June the 3rd, we will have a lovely Sagittarian full moon. Actually, that was yesterday, which will help us to feel lighter and more joyful. But this was because of the Sun square Saturn energy, which was an emotional doozy for us to go through last week. And on my Angel Healing House blog talk radio show, which is every week, on Thursdays at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where you can call in for free mini angel readings. I did speak about this, these vivid dreams that people were having, or feeling this grief as they were unloading and allowing themselves to burn away any of those emotional attachments to those events. Now, it was absolutely necessary for these to be released. But today, so, by the way, if you have felt over the past 2 weeks like your past was being burned away, you're absolutely correct. Although extremely emotional for many of us, it's created the clarity that we need to thrive. We need to thrive in the third world while operating from a fifth dimensional consciousness. Now, by releasing what no longer serves us, it now feels like we've prepared and cleared off that slate. We now have a clean slate to write on. For many of us, this will feel like a liberation, a freedom, much lighter, almost like we're given a second chance to live the fulfillment of our dreams. You know, with this full moon being in Sagittarius, which we experienced yesterday, Sagittarius is my rising sign, and I know all about its characteristics now. Sages encourage us to be playful, light, curious, and adventurous to discover more. But there's a funny thing about this Sagittarian full moon. It's also encouraging us to be prepared and organized, which almost seems to be the opposite of being light and carefree. But my angelic family, who I'm part of, we are known as the Posse of Angels. The Posse of Angels is saying that this is because it's this full moon, it's shining its full moon light on revealing very tangible signs and incoming information to finally move us forward. So many in the collective will be finally moving locations, moving to new jobs, new business opportunities, new relationships with their incoming soul tribe who are most like us in resonance and in our singular and signature energy. You know, like all full moons, this one is helping us to release and to surrender what no longer serves us for our highest good. But they're also saying that this Sagittarian full moon comes with opening the doors of adventure. It's almost like so many of us now are standing before Aladdin's, now some people pronounce it Aladdin's, but Aladdin's cave. And this full moon is revealing to us the magic words, abracadabra, to open the doors to wish fulfillment. Actually, abracadabra means open, says me. That's how powerful each and every one of us can be, but can be if we allow ourselves to be. Now, many in the collective have noticed now that we have gone through this great almighty burning off, this great almighty purge, that they feel a sense of calmness, as I said, restored liberation and freedom, no longer constricted and weighed down by any negative memories or attachments to our old lives. Because so many of us have not experienced this much of a feeling of liberation before, it's like we're newborn chicks, just hatched, and we're getting used to our legs, but we're getting used to the way that we interact with our world, our new world. With our light quotient within greatly increased, it's very much like we've taken that huge eraser and erased our past, ready to create a whole new era of light for ourselves and to contribute to the light on the planet. You know, as we get more and more used to being and creating in our new bodies of light, with a greater sense of peace and clarity within, many will find that the rate of their manifestation will increase immeasurably at alarming and surprising rates. And what may have taken a long time of duration to manifest in the past, well, it may in some cases become instantaneous. Now that we are liberated and free to create, it is so important to be absolutely crystal clear with the universe, to write down what do we wish to experience in these newly refreshed lives of ours. Where do you wish to live? How do you wish to serve? What do you wish to create? And to collaborate with your soul family who are comfortable, they're familiar, they're on the same wavelength as you are. We're going to be collaborating and connecting to leave a legacy of something wonderful for the planet to positively grow and be inspired and enlightened by. Now, it's like there's this huge genie in the sky now saying, your wish or your dream is my command. But in order to receive our dreams, our wishes, we must first honor our dreams and desires, and we must ask in order for it to be given. To quote a lyric from one of my most favorite Broadway musicals by Oscar and Hammerstein, quote a lyric from South Pacific, "You've got to have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how you gonna have a dream come true?" Now that many of us are clear enough to receive, we will be shocked and we will be absolutely surprised by how Spirit will fulfill our heartfelt dreams. You know, it was funny that I was speaking about a big genie in the sky, answering our wishes, because when I went to choose a rune for today, this is the rune that came out. And it's the rune Fehu, Fehu. And it's a rune all about our possessions. The rune of rewards, the rune of fulfillment. And it promises nurturing and nourishment. Now, Fehu also asks us to be mindful and to conserve what we have already gained. This is a well-timed advice, as many in the collective will be receiving abundance. And that's in the form of not only emotional support, but it will be in the form of monetary support. And the caution is not to be reckless with it. Yes, treat yourself a little bit. Enjoy your fortunate windfall. and the good luck that is coming in with the message from this rune. But at the same time, be conservative. First thing you can possibly do is to pay off debt. And then you don't have this knot in your stomach all the time. And then perhaps indulge a little bit, but then invest in yourself. Invest in your content to then bring in more abundance in the future. So Fehu is a wonderful, wonderful sign, not only of that abundance coming in, but that little bit of a caution to be conservative. This is not saying that we are not going to be continually in the flow, but it's to be mindful. And to, of course, when the abundance comes in, please think about ways that you can utilize this to share it with others, because by giving to others, we open the universe to give to us. Then I went to my Mystical Moments Oracle deck, and instead of one card, 3 cards came out, and the Posse of Angels says, let's do a once upon a time story. So here we are. The first card that came out for us, and I'm sure this was the first card, yes, the first card that came out for us is a number 2. It's the card of liberty, and it confirms and speaks about what we spoke about before with this weekend's full moon in Sagittarius, revealing ways for us to now be free to discover and create a reality of fulfillment for ourselves. With this card standing for our liberation, just ask yourself, what? Now that cage door is open, well, that cage door always represented the prison of illusions and perceptions that we allowed ourselves to be caged in. But you can ask yourself, what do I choose now for my life? For we now have the choice to liberate ourselves from any of those prisons of illusions that we have built. Once we realize that there is nothing, absolutely nothing holding us back but ourselves, we then have the power to release ourselves. And we have those beautiful stars. Once we release any obstacles or constrictions that we think are stopping us, then we follow the stars, we follow the moon, and we're given the sun, the moon, and the stars to be able to easily navigate by in our lives. The number 2 is a card of partnership. And the Posse of Angels are whispering in my ear that this is you not only partnering to co-create this new reality on which to write your new life on, this new slate of life for you. But the 2 is about partnering with yourself. Partnering with yourself and not compromising and settling for so much less than your heart truly desires. Now, next in the story comes this one. I love this card. No rain today, na 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 na. Okay, so no rain today is a number 37. So we go from the sun, the moon, and the stars to navigate by, and then we get the 37, which is a 10, which is a 1 card. 1 cards are about new beginning, and there's no rain today. This is a very positive message of comfort, positive energy, and shining, shiny, happy people. The Posse of Angels is showing me a vision of them blowing all those dark clouds. Let me see, get the light back in. Blowing all those dark clouds away. And now they are, this is a funny vision they're giving me, they're slipping on their dancing shoes. My boogie shoes. They're just having a boogie. This positive, happy energy is ours to perpetuate and foster anytime we wish. The more we do this, then the more we will draw those happy, positive, shiny, supportive, helpful people to ourselves and build environments that we can radiate and shine in. So this is available to all of us now. Remember, watch your words, watch where you put your focus, watch your thoughts, and watch the emotions that you choose to keep perpetuating. For those, and their energetic resonance is creating your reality in every nanosecond. So after Liberate and No Rain Today, the third card was this lovely one with these two owls. Looks like a mama owl or a papa owl with their wing over a child owl, a baby owl, and on the back of the elephant. And the elephant is blowing stars out of his trunk. It is another number 1 card. 4, 6 is 10, which is a 1. And Night Ride speaks about protection, friendship, and wonder. You know, so many of us, this information coming in with the ending of Mercury, the post-shadow of Mercury retrograde, and now the sun being in Gemini, which is all about our thoughts, communication, and information. Many of us are going to be bringing in that information coming in from our soul tribe, who wants to collaborate, connect with us. That soul tribe that wants to support us emotionally, financially. They love our content. They love what we're doing, all of these things. And they want to help and build something with this. Now, having released and surrendered and no longer weighed down by our past, we are clear enough to feel and know that we are always guided and protected and supported by spirit, and co-create and lean on them whenever we need help. With many experiencing the divine, eternal nature within, this connection to God's source, creator, and the angels, it makes us feel so taken care of, so loved, adored, safe, and secure. Just like this baby owl feels with that parent's wing over them, knowing that we're always looked after. We're never in the dark, as if a huge elephant is always blowing stars in front of us to give us a new, unexplored path, and allowing it to be lit for us. So there's no reason to ever doubt and worry. And we follow this path not by our vision, not by what we're thinking, but by leading with our hearts, leading with our beautiful hearts. So that's that story there. When I went to my tarot cards, and I chose from 2 packs from my pack and the Mystical Moments Tarot deck. I did a bit of a story here. The first position is our general situation going into this week of June the 5th. And the first card that came out is the 7 of Pentacles. Now, this card, being our general situation, is, yes, many feel as if they've been in the void. They have burned away all of those things from their past life. They've created the content. They've been very diligent to follow what Spirit told them to do. And whether that was getting out of relationships that were no longer serving them, whether that was cleaning up their diets, whether that was writing a book, creating a radio show, doing a YouTube channel, or writing a book, or all of these things, that intuitive urge to do something. And now we have felt as if we're in kind of a holding pattern here. And that's the general situation. And the clarifying card was this one, going from the 7 of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles. So that is telling us that we are advancing. We're going from 7 to the Page. And the pages are all about communication, information, and messages which are coming in to help those ideas that we had to blossom, to be watered, to bring in and thrive, to bring in the people, the organizations, and the groups that we need in order for our ideas and our content, our projects, our endeavors, or the things to grow. And of course, on this card, what do we see on the beautiful pink flower? But we see a dragonfly. And dragonflies are all about change coming in. So that tells me, and that tells us, that this is going to be a big week for many, with the planetary aspects, with burning away all of those things that are no longer a part of us. We've created space for the new to come in, the new that's honoring for us, that's going to give us a boost, bring to us our soulmate tribe, and it's a very, very exciting time. So if you have found that you have been in this holding pattern, take heart, because the energies are so encouraging. The new communication coming in to help us to blossom and thrive now. The next position that we're going to look at, and the next card, is what we need to focus on. Now, with those energies of that general situation, the next card in my deck, the Angel Healing House Tarot deck, is the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is, as you can see here, is an ending. She's going from this being in the dark to the storm passing, and she's going into the light. So that's what we can focus on. We can focus on, as I said before, telling the universe, where are you living? Say, I am living, and then fill in your own blank. I am serving in this way. I am experiencing this way. Bring it into the present moment. Feel it. Close your eyes as if you are already in the light and your dreams have already been fulfilled. Now, the clarifier for those cards is these two cards. I love these two clarifiers. This one is the Wheel of Fortune. I spoke about on June the 1st, Jupiter, again, good fortune, good luck, prosperity, abundance and expansion, the planet of, and then the North Node, which is our destiny, fated karmic events coming in for us. And this is the confirmation of that. The karma and the fated event information, those soul tribe meetings, connections that will bring us out of the dark and into the light. That is very exciting. And there was another card that fell out for that one, to clarify it, which is the Eight of Wands. Now, the Eight of Wands is the card of speedy, rapid information coming in that gives us that first inkling of how are we going to step forward, who are we going to be collaborating with, that initial fast-moving energy. I love that it was clarified with a movement card towards something that is going to be answering the fulfillment of our hearts. So those two there. Then the next one. The next one is kind of the unexpected. The unexpected. Well, here we go. The Ace of Wands. The unexpected, something. It's like the hand of God comes in, gives us something that's transformative in the form of that butterfly coming in, and the image of that to transform our lives, and it sets our feet on this new path. It causes all of those flowers to start. There's the flowers again. The flowers to start blossoming and thriving. All of those seeds that we planted here in the Seven of Pentacles, they're going to start to burst forth. Many of us are going to be traveling, moving locations, moving homes, moving jobs, as I said. But this is the karmic, fated, destined hand of God giving us this. And that is perhaps what is not expected. We know that we have done everything Spirit asked us to do. Leave those relationships, leave those jobs, do those things because we're intuitively led to. And now we will see the reasons as to why. And a lot of them will come in very unexpectedly. When this comes in, it's clarified by the world. It's clarified by then having the direction to be able to set forth on a new adventure. Now, again, because this is a Sagittarius new moon, it is increasing our curiosity inside. What else is out there? Not just in the next city, not just in the next state, perhaps in a new country, perhaps overseas. It gets us to start broadening our horizons and think about the limited possibilities which come for us to experience and for us to be able to collaborate and connect with others. Yes, perhaps they are overseas, but this is giving us the direction that we need, and it's coming in for many unexpectedly. Now, the next card that in this position is advice from Spirit. Advice from Spirit. And we get yet again another ace. This is the advice from Spirit is to just feel this liberation. Really feel into the coming out of the muddy, cloudy waters. Do you know that lotuses grow in the mud? And for many of us, the challenges, especially of the last 3 years, and our journey that we've been on up until now, it is like we've been plowing through the mud and intuitively following our hearts, for many of us, following the voice of Spirit. And yet we have seemingly, not seen much for it. But now our lotus, the flowers are playing a great part here, showing us the blossoming of our true selves, allowing ourselves to be who we are. And when we do this, we allow our cup to overflow, and we allow Spirit, which is in the form of the dove, to revel in and not be constricted or restricted in any way of bringing in this abundance with the fish jumping out of the cup there. So Spirit is telling us, allow ourselves to fully be vulnerable, be open to receive in unexpected ways. And when we feel that calling in our hearts to step forward, even if it goes against logic, even if it goes against rational or justified thinking, even if it goes against what your family is telling you to do or anybody else, step forward. For on the other side of that is absolute rewards and miracles for you. And I love that the clarifying card for that is the Six of Wands with a flower and the hummingbird. And that's all about our victory. Victory of coming home to ourselves. Victory of feeling authentic. Victory of being honest and never, never, ever compromising our powerful, multidimensional, divine, eternal natures and listening to our hearts and never again discounting that, no matter who or what anybody says. The outcome for us is the Knight of Wands. This is the movement card. This is the traveling card. As I mentioned, so many of us, look at the pheasants suddenly going whoosh, and off they go. Moving locations. If you're not physically moving, it's the movement inside of you that's getting tweaked and excited to move forward into new possibilities for you. I often call the Knight of Wands the ants in the pants card because he is just so excited and enthusiastic and wiggly about what's coming up, and many times he doesn't even realize the scope of what he's getting excited about. But you see the clouds starting to move and swirl around. Get excited about what's coming in for you because, quite frankly, Spirit knows you better than you know yourself. And when you say, I'm open to receive for my highest good and the greatest good of all concerned, and don't put any restrictions on it, that's when you allow miracles, synchronistic, serendipitous, and magical events to come in. And I love that the next card clarifying is the Eight of Pentacles. More butterflies, more transformation of our lives. And the Eight of Pentacles is that card of, I call it the being remarkable card. Why? Because we're doing what we love doing. And then others notice and they want to support and they want to encourage and they want to help us to keep doing what we love doing. Oh, just absolutely adore that reading. Under the deck, we have the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles is that card of giving and receiving. So we have a few pentacles here. Well, we've got 7, and then we have 6, and we have 8. So it's a progression here. 6, 7, and 8. We are going. Oh, we also have the page here. Okay, so we are making great strides and great progress in our money and our finances, more security, just like Fehu told us. Fehu told us about an increase in our bank accounts and things like that. And underneath this deck, well, isn't that wonderful? I'll take the first, the two on the bottom. This is the highest abundance card in the tarot, which is the Empress. And look at all of those flowers blooming. They're just, think of yourself now as the lotus, as the flower, just absolutely blossoming. And of course, we're watching our ships come in. Those of us that have felt like we have been in a holding pattern. And there is the water and the ship. And many of us are going to be sending our ship out on the waters to new locations. And it's going to be amazing. If you've been moving, if you've had this feeling in your heart, comment down below. I'd love to hear about where you think or where your heart feels most at home or where you'll be traveling. I hope that's been helpful for you. Remember that you can always call Angel Healing House. You can always call me for a reading, and also that intuitive counseling to find out more about my services and my award-winning books, #1 international bestsellers. Please do phone me at 831-277-3716 Pacific Standard Time, and or you can visit my website, which is angelhealinghouse.com. Go out, everyone, and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. Do join me on Angel Healing House Blog Talk Radio, which airs every week at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you might be chosen as one of those people calling in for a free mini angel reading. Do take care, everyone. And I really do look forward to speaking with you again next week. Okay, take care. Bye.